more travel warnings issued. What that means, it is going to kill tourism. Tourism trickles through to a state's entire economy. We are now the most hated country in the world. Were you planning on traveling and you canceled your travel? Drop a comment and follow for all things personal finance.
Shalom, Israel, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying. First off, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth with truth and sincerity, especially now risking your lives to do so. May you be of the elect. Shalom to all the Akim and Aquas out there listening and learning. You Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native, and Seminole Indians, who are the true children of Israel, as well as you speckled bird, Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that look like, act like, and take on the customs of all these heathen nations. So to you, I say Shalom. This lesson is brought to you by the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of our Father, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites, by Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahweh Shai being the only begotten Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls by the name of JC. And as you can see from that little clip, right, that's just one more of many, right? One more of many instances that proves that the scriptures are real, right? You heard what the lady said. America is the most hated country. Yeah. The men of the Lord, those that came back to the statutes, laws, and commandments, the obedience of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and have the understanding of the scriptures, we don't marvel at this. We don't marvel that she just said that. That's already been understood. That's already been known for a long time. It's just now catching up to the inhabitants of the world to know this information. Okay? And why shouldn't they why should they like this bitch? All right? The whole world has been going to the rhythm of Babylon's drumming. Okay? In all ways, man. In all avenues, all aspects. People giving up their ancient heritage to serve in the way of Esau. Religious practices, business ethics, or should I say even lack thereof. Okay? Everything, man. Everything that this devil does, the whole world thinks they have to be just like E. And they've been going, to his philosophies, his ways, his doctrines. All right? And all within deceit, man. Because he don't give a fuck about himself. Why would he care about any other nation? Right? Scriptures tell you that. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He's not going to take any delight in anything he has. He's insatiable. He wants it all. He wants more and more and more. He's like the fucking Scrooge McDuck, man. He got all the wealth in the world, but he's not rich enough. He has to get every currency out there, all under his belt. And even then, don't think for a second that he won't look for another country to occupy, take over, and take all their wealth, take all their riches. All right? All their resources. That's how he is, man. Why you think he's got to be destroyed? But nonetheless, let's get to these scriptures real quick. All right, the name of this lesson, of course it is, titled, "And They Shall Hate the Whore." The whore being America. All right? Revelation 17:16. "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked." Now, these 10 horns is talking about the EU, all right, the European Union, all right, that sawest upon the beast. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right, because they're going to use nuclear fire to destroy America. They meaning not necessarily them per se, right? It's all orchestrated and done by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? This is Obadiah 1:7. "All the men of thy confederacy," right? All these nations, the EU, right? NATO, Northern the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? The EU, all these nations that do business together, they're basically gonna huddle up together, excluding America, huddle up and talk about some ready break, and they gonna fucking fire on this bitch, man. Again, all orchestrated and done with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right? And there is no understanding in E. All right? That's how you know these people rule by spiritual intervention, man. Look at their day to day. You can't tell me that they're not being ruled by spiritual intervention. They are lost in the sauce, man, and they soft, extra weak, man. There's no dominancy in these people. They soft as hell, but they rule like that because the Lord allowed them to rule like that. All right, and over time, they just got more and more proud and pompous, haughty. Okay. But the Lord about to bring all that to an end, man. He's just letting them mount up their wickedness. But yeah, this is talking about how all these nations, all right, they basically gonna group together and they're gonna come against America, come against Esau. Revelation 18, I'm gonna read 3 through 8. This is a short lesson, you know. Just wanted to just get the scriptures, bringing it straight to the point of what she was talking about. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Who? America's. Right? Going after her philosophies, her ways, her doctrines. All right? The stabby wabby, all that. You know, so now all these nations are fed up, man. They've had it, as they would say. You know? And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? Because America is also known as that merchant city, always in trade with other countries. In fact, when all these countries actually do shut off trades and whatnot, especially with this whole tariff business, shut off trade from America damn near gonna be suffocated, because that's how America is basically ran, through trade. All right, America needs trade. Right. Meanwhile, with all the trading, America has a deficit that just constantly keep climbing. Right, constantly broke. That's another sign of a kingdom losing its power when constantly in debt. Like there's no getting out of it. Just constantly, just worse and worse and worse. Right, and America is fucking smoked as far as deficit. But anyway, Revelation 18 and 3, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partaker of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And that's why the men of the Lord are on the highways and hedges, right, trying to gather up the elect to come up out of her, right, mentally, right, get these mental chains off of you, right, to not be committed to the ways of America, calling yourself black, Negro, nigger, Mexican, Puerto Rican, so on and so forth, man. Right? You should be called what the Lord called you. All right? You should be going after the statutes, laws, and commandments, the obedience of the Lord, man. All right? You're not supposed to be taken to the ways of this world. All right? You should use the world, but not abuse it. And unfortunately, but yet fortunately, 2/3 of our people in the heathen totally embrace this world, man. Okay, and they're not gonna come out of her. They're gonna be stayed upon her. Right, but the elect are gonna come out of her. All right, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Because when she's gonna When it's time, this place is going to be utterly destroyed, man. Right? 2/3 of our people are going to be left therein and die, along with the heathen. Right? Again, because they were stayed upon this place. Okay? In verse 5, it says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities." What hasn't America been dabbled into? Everything that's up under the sun, America has it. America is the melting pot of all nations. Right? So you got all different type of so-called religious practices. You got witchcraft on a high end. You got idolatry on a high end. Right? An all-time high. You got man on man, women on women. Right? You got that community, the Skittles community, going hard in the paint. Right? And the worst thing that they could have done, right? Not only the acts that they do, but they took the bow, right? The significance of the bow that the Lord created, right? After he destroyed the world with water, when he flooded the whole world with water, and he left the bow, right, as a sign. And then you got these devils, these damn Skittle community. They took the rainbow, then they stamped their motto, pride, upon it. That's the number one thing that the Lord hates. So not only do you commit these unseemly acts, you take the sign, right? You took the bow, then you stamp the term pride upon it. Extra smoke, man. So yeah, man, the sins have reached unto the heavens, man. That's this place is it's gonna be utterly destroyed, man. Right? Whether you want to believe it or not. Verse 6, it says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works." See, so Lord said do double unto them. So they did 500 years of captivity. So that means they're going to get 500 years of captivity. They burned us. They mutilated us. They so on and so forth. Lord said do unto them double. Now, with that being said, when we get in the kingdom, we're going to do everything on a righteous level. These people that's going to be up under servitude, they're just going to wish they was dying. All the shit that's going to be done to them, they can't wait to that day where they just break free and jump into the fire, gone forever. And that's only the Edomites. That the Edomites are the only ones that's not going to be able to continue. All these other nations get to continue. But all these nations have had a hand in our captivity, so all these other nations are going to go in captivity as well. Right? So don't think y'all getting off the hook, motherfucker. All y'all going in captivity. Every one of you. Right? We were in all y'all's captivity. Okay? But the only one that's going to be utterly destroyed after their time in servitude is the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white men. Right? Because they've committed the most vilest of acts and had the whole world marching to their drum. All right? So it says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow." Is that not the pride and the arrogancy of America? Nobody gonna come up against us. How dare they? They can try it if they want. We have the best military. We have the worst weaponry. All right? That's how these people think, man. And that's what's going to get their ass toe off, man. That pride, that arrogancy. All right? Worse than Pharaoh. And living deliciously. These mugs be taking vacations left and right, boy. These people got endless bank accounts. They got bank accounts on different shores. All right, and the smart ones, they pull their money out of America because they know what's coming, and they got their monies on in offshore accounts. Okay. "I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judges her." Call Halayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. This place needs to be destroyed, man. This place is incredibly filthy on all levels. All right? Just idols galore. Everywhere you turn your fucking head, man, it's an idol. All right? And then there's Esau's kingdom, so you know you ain't gonna be able to keep no righteousness perfectly. You're not gonna be able to do it. This Esau's kingdom. The food is defiled. The scripture said that was gonna happen to us. All right? Trying to keep the Sabbath, you probably got to go to work. You know, this place is just crawling with wickedness, man, and evil. That's why it's got to be put out, man. You know, but that's pretty much the point. You know, the lady said it perfectly. But again, this is all to prove, right? That was just one more thing to prove that the scriptures are alive and well, right? So what? It was written a long time ago. These things were written aforetime for our learning. So we would know, and we would be able to see these things. We see that we have the signs, all right? And we're not dismayed, all right? So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chachwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth with truth and sincerity, especially now, risking your lives to do so. May you be of the elect. Stay prayed up, repent, and above all. Kwame Asherallah, Shalom.